Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So, first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Black Feather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the d6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the d6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast.
Hello there and welcome. Thank you for the introductions, Raven. Before we get into the game, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Grinding Coffee Company and Fundamental RPG. Be sure to check out grindingcoffee.co and use their code RVVYN for 13% off your order. Next, I'd like to take a moment to introduce our wonderful, our beautiful cast. You may notice that we do not have the great sassy about for us, but don't worry, we have a special guest. Yes. Uh, First, the powerful, the great Jin, and played by Pa.
Hey, I'm Par, playing Jin, your resident Earth Genasi barbarian. Totem Barb, I am the muscle of the group, and I crack skulls when I need to, and apparently, I'm also the only one who can lie.
Oh, I don't think you're the only liar of the bunch. After this, we have the Speaker of Tales, the great and wondrous Otto.
I am Eshi. I play Otto, the wild mage changeling, agent of chaos and distress in the world. And that's probably what I'll be doing today.
And not but least, our great and wonderful special guest for today.
Hey guys, I'm Kitty, and I'll be playing Vinra, the mysterious elven monk. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Now, as our players enter the swamp, is especially dank as they are moving about. And as they're going, they notice a great pink glow off her girt as they just suddenly seem to disappear. What would you like to do?
What? Otto.
That wasn't me. I didn't do it this time. I haven't even cast in like 25 minutes. It's nothing.
Otto, come on, man. This better not be any prank. This better not be anything messed up. Had enough today.
You remember how she started glowing after the dip? You don't eat the food. You remember the dip? She started glowing. I bet that's it.
Who made the dip?
I don't know. We found it inside an earth elemental driven by a hag. What did you do today?
Sure. Well, now we're down. Oh, we're down a member. Why? Why is this happening?
It's Gert. She'll turn up. She always does.
Will she? I don't think she's ever dissipated into pink. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's a thing that's happened before.
Pink, no, but I have seen her disappear in a cloud of sulfurous gas.
What?
I think it's a warlock thing. I don't.
Oh no, you're driving me nuts. You're driving me nuts. Today's been a bad day for this.
You're not alone, buddy.
If you like, you can make an Arcana roll to check on that.
Sure. Yeah, let's make an attempt at confirmation. Well, that's a critical success.
You know that not only is the dip related, but you feel as though there was a special ingredient that kind of involves warlocks and their packs in particular. But there's a special ingredient. Like it's on the tip of your tongue. And I'm like, again, this special ingredient, I'm leaving up to you because you did a crit roll.
Well, I don't know who made that dip, but they definitely put some Gorgon spleen in there.
What?
It's a magical binding thing. It would take too long. Magic is weird.
Oh, I shouldn't have even asked. I don't want to know. Don't want to know.
You really don't.
Spleen.
It's
You can just
easier to
tell
get than you'd think. doesn't really narrow it down much.
You just told that from looking at it, remembering. Look, you know, never mind. Never mind.
Magic is weird.
Apparently, that's why I don't use it.
You probably look at me. You're safer. You're safer not.
I believe you.
So,
Can I take a look around the area?
Yes, like as you're moving, like I would like both of you to make a perception check. And auto with advantage, since we didn't do the recap, but I have that in the Discord, so...
if we want to post that to the Twitch chat, we totally can. I'm just not logged in on Twitch, so...
Okay. Like, I'm sorry, like, I just realized all of this after the fact. I apologies. I'm sorry, they're just too dang good. I
It's
want more of these.
exciting. We gotta get into game.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeesh.
Okay, then. What you do notice in particular is the actual background seems to be gone. The path you were on is no longer there. That's for certain. But as kind of like you look out there, you start to notice something that looks very odd, very inquisitive, as you see what looks like a very fancy frog, very much in a very French outfit, like white paint, walking forward very ever presently with like a box in their hand. And in front
Auto.
and behind them, you can see two insectoid creatures. And as they walk, as they pass right behind a tree, they disappear.
This is why I don't go to wetlands.
Auto, is this where you're from originally?
Oh no, it gets weirder. It much worse. I don't want to talk about it.
I think we found your true home. They've been waiting for you.
Don't say that. You'll give them ideas.
Ideas. Okay. Well, we just saw another crazy thing happen. And when you use magic, all it is crazy things.
That doesn't mean that all crazy things are my fault. That had nothing to do with me. I am 99.9% certain.
Yeah.
96% certain.
It's
Auto?
that 4% that worries me.
Maybe 70%.
Because you got a 19, I'm going to add on to this. Like, you notice, like, the footprints of where they were lead to the tree and disappear after. As though kind of like the entire swamp just suddenly shifted with them. And in there.
No, this has nothing to do with me. This is swamp fuckery. I've got nothing to do with this. Don't go to... Why? We shouldn't have come to a wetland. I don't deal with hags. Don't ever deal with hags, Otto. It's never fun.
I don't know, Otto. It sounded pretty similar to something you would do. I'm just saying. I don't know. Something's not adding up here. It seems
I have nothing more to do with this than instigating the quest. But that was survival.
Was it, though?
Did you want to fight a demon?
I could have.
I'm sure you could have, and I would have died horribly.
Yeah.
Do I look like the sort of person that's going to be adept at stabbing demons after getting exploded?
You know, I could teach you how to fight.
We might come back to that.
Good.
I've been
Oh,
looking at that axe.
Okay. As you're going through the swamp, how are you traveling? Like, how are you moving about? Are you trying to move stealthily? Are you trying to move quickly? So you know, at least so far, that swamp seems to be ever changing.
Honestly, at this point, Otto's just trying to keep his boots in a salvageable condition. Like, genuinely just trying not to ruin this brand new pair of shoes.
Okay.
Otto, if we want to move a little quietly around here, you know, I could do that thing.
Yeah, the thing you do. Hey, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. I don't think we would want to leave traces here, actually. Ugh.
All right. I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace on both me and Otto.
Since it's been a while since you do it, how do you do that? Does it change here in the swamp any?
Well, for Nerf Genasi, it says merge with stone. So I imagine Jin looks at the surroundings, scans them a bit, and then grabs onto Otto's shoulder, and slowly the skin shifts from its normal level of a greenness and earthiness to be more of a swamp color. And Otto just gets a little faint bit of that to blend in.
Interesting. Okay, so I will need a stealth roll from both of you with a +10.
All right. I'm actually going to roll this on the advanced roller.
Okay, so that's 21 for Otto.
Oh, actually, I can do that, and then just add 10. Make this more difficult than it has to be.
And that's a 27. So, okay. As you're moving stealthily and using the ever actually changing environment to your advantage, you're starting to kind of like, as you are making so certain that they leave no evidence, you are following along with the very ever changing of the swamp. As the little whispers of the willows, every burp of a frog going blop, blop, you match yourself with, undetectable. And as you're moving forward, because you are doing this so stealthily, you actually get to see, before you even get there, you notice what looks like a little crocodile with a couple of bones around them. Now, if you would like to know more, I'll need a survival check.
Otto, look at that.
That's never a good sign.
It's the dangerous Croczilla of these woods. I'm sure you know him intimately.
I told you, I stay out of wetlands if I can help it. This is new.
Yeah, okay. Relax, I'm just
No.
messing with you.
I wonder if there are crocodile people. That could be a useful form.
You know what?
You got me
could put it
thinking
right,
now.
You could put it right in the story. You met a crocodile man in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, maybe like a conspiracy of crocodile people. It's got to be worthy of the news. You can't just say I saw a crocodile in the woods.
But when you put crocodile and man together, doesn't that kind of make it... Never mind, we're getting sidetracked.
Jin, would you like to roll as well, or is this just going to be Otto?
I can roll, but I just have a negative modifier.
Hey, go for it.
Okay.
See, you never know with the rolls. Okay. Otto, like, you do notice more in particular that the bones around the actual crocodile seems very humanoid and almost as though they are actually following the crocodile, with maybe just like the bump of the skull is just showing halfway in there, almost as though they are walking alongside the bottom of the ground, like the swampy waters of this crocodile that seems to just be swimming, almost like with the nose out. And Jin, although like you may be jokingly saying this is a great crocozilla, uh, this does have special, like as you notice, just glimmer on the actual little bits of the scale that give you an indication that this has the possibility to blink, and that if you actually can defeat it and harvest some of its scales, you might be able to infuse it with a tool to improve it.
Right. Forget what I previously said, Otto. This is definitely Croczilla. And also, I'm upgrading him from Crocodile Man to Crocodile Necro Man, sir. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Is this a cleanse the swamp kind of situation?
I think it could blink.
Oh, so this might be like a materials gathering endeavor then.
With just the two of us, we're to take on Croczilla.
Maybe not this time.
I don't know.
We know where it is now.
I don't know. Maybe we could take him.
And I will give you, because like you do notice like this is the way forward, you're gonna have to go through it, but you would have a surprise round if for when you do so.
So tempting. So tempting. I don't know, Otto. We might be able to get the jump on him.
You know what? Yeah. All right. Do you want me to?
Otto.
Oh.
Hold
You know,
on.
no. Let's do it. Let's do it. I've got an idea.
Okay, let's hear this out, because it's a surprise round. Let's hear how you plan to do the attack. And again, let's put it on for like you however you want to do this. That will narratively work. Eric, just kind of go on that idea before we make a roll, and we'll see how well it does.
I can provide a distraction.
I feel like we're already, we already are hidden enough that we don't need a distraction just yet. Also,
But-
don't get in the water.
Well, I mean, nobody wants to
Because-
fight a croc in the water.
The vibrations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to climb this tree, get up on a branch, and I'm going to dive down, stab it with the halberd.
I mean, that sounds like a hell of a start.
All right?
Okay, that's what
Solid.
Jin's wanted to do. What about Otto?
Otto is going to start with True Strike
Okay,
because that's what's going to be useful right now.
okay. Do you just simply give a pat on Jin's shoulder, or is it a pat on your own shoulder?
It's marking a target for myself.
I was
Okay.
going to say,
Actually, I would also like to attempt to make a Arcana check to use Tides of Chaos on Jin.
Yes.
As soon as I can click it.
That works. So Jin will have advantage on their first attack.
Nice.
Okay. Let's just have everyone roll initiative. And then you guys will start that whole off. Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
I caught a devil.
Well, like again, Jin still gets to go first because this is surprise round.
All right. Although maybe you should, hang back.
You know, I was just thinking something similar.
Good job. All right.
So that attack roll, Jin.
Oh yeah. So halberd with advantage, surprise round, all that good stuff. Does a 15 hit?
I believe so. Yes, it does.
And that's just 13 because I'm not raging.
Yeah.
While I'm here, I'll swing the other end of my polearm to smack it. Just a straight roll as my bonus action.
Okay.
'Cause why not?
That does hit.
24 and then 5, just straight 5.
Okay. So I'm guessing for how that should be going about. 1 second.
Your mic is down, Michael.
Since you've done a true strike, I'm guessing we're going back to the top of the round? Or do you want to narratively say how you do that?
Otto's eyes glint ethereally as they stare down the croc beast.
It's great.
Okay. And as this is, out of the water comes the giant teeth. And the skeletons seem to kind of like pop out up in about a round circle up, which Jin is now in the center with these skeletons surrounding Jin. And when they're faced off with this crocodile, top of the round is Jin. You have a higher initiative over the crocodile.
Right. Well, bonus action, seeing all these combatants, I'm going to rage. Kindly rage.
What a prudent rage, sir.
So yes, probably looks a little disgusting because he looks all swampy right now. So like the cracks come out up his arms and across his face, and it's just like a little bit of water dripping. Like, ugh. And then I'm gonna try to swipe at this thing. Get him with my halberd. 18.
That hits.
13 plus 2 because of rage damage, so that's 15 total on that hit.
And as you do it, you notice like you just destroyed one of the crocodile's eyes.
I am quite good at this, aren't I?
Next, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw up a rage so you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to make 2 bite attacks at you, Jin. And I don't think the 12 hits, but does the
12 does not.
19?
12's not hit, 19 hits.
Okay. You take 7 damage, piercing damage, half to about 4.
Okay.
And and you are kind of grappled.
Yeesh.
And as a bonus action, cast Thunderstep. As it just kind of like drags you along, which I need for you to make a dexterity check of 15 at disadvantage because you are grappled. As it just drags you along the swamp.
Straight dexterity?
Yes, at disadvantage because you are grappled. These teeth are just like, oh! Okay. And you take half 6 thunder damage. Sorry, necrotic damage. My bad. As it's just dragging you along the swamp.
I'm gonna kill you.
Okay. Next in the initiative order, we have Jin. I mean Otto, sorry.
Am I able to track it thunderstepping? Do I see where it goes?
Yes, you can clearly see it's thunderstepping as it's dragging Jin through the swamp. Like the skeletons, like instinctively had moved out of the way for it to go.
Thought you meant thunderstep the spell.
Oh no! Like there is like thunder as it's moving.
Thunderous stepping. Yeah. Well, damn it. I really don't want to risk firing into Jin, so I am going to burn a magic missile and
Fire.
risk the wild magic gods.
Ooh. At the skeletons or the
at the croc.
Okay. So give me that D20 to see if like you got wild magic.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's 9. Oh wait.
It's an 8 and a 1. And then I have to roll again to see if Tides recharges.
Yeah. That which would be another D20, but
yep. Assuming it rolls. Yes.
Nope.
Nope.
But you actually have something that is very advantage. Plants now grow around you everywhere you walk. So you're gonna have trouble being stealthy. But I think you can use that to your advantage with these skeletons here.
Okay. That's my turn. That's what I've got.
Okay.
Minus a minor panic attack as plants start suddenly sprouting up around Otto.
No, like it is behind you, like after you walk.
In wake. Okay.
Yeah. And now we are actually top to our special guest. There, top of the round.
It's my turn. Oh, I'm gonna have fun. Okay, I'm going to drop my invisibility and fall and do a roundhouse kick onto the crocodile's head.
Nice.
So let's see how this goes.
It
So
hits.
Legit.
I hit it, and then I bounce back and come down with a punch to the back of its skull
Yeah.
with my second attack.
Nice. And this frees Jin. So it is down on its side, like, and it is now Jin's. Hold on, is that the end of
Wait.
your turn?
Nope. I'm then going to use one key to do Fury of Blows. So that's another 2 attacks. So another kick and then a elbow to its side.
I
So
love this.
there's another. And
Oh,
Woo!
it's bloody. You were just so close. Oh,
Otto throws their hands up in the air and yells, "I've never summoned a badass before!"
so all you guys see is this woman falling down, cloaked, and just wailing down on this crocodile.
You ever summon a ninja?
Sometimes magic is amazing.
Jin, it's your turn. The crocodile is bloody. You are free from it.
Right. Well, I am none too happy about just being chomped on and dragged. So I'm gonna. Should I?
Yes, you should.
No. Is she within 5 feet? Do I get advantage if we're like flanking?
I don't remember how flanking goes, but
Opposite
I'll
sides.
give it.
Opposite sides, yeah.
Oh, opposite sides.
Like, that's one of those things. If you can be very descriptive, I'll give you at least the advantage because I can see it makes sense. Narrowly, it makes sense. Like, it's been just beaten, so you might have advantage on the attack.
Hold on. All right,
So-
I think I'm gonna go reckless.
Okay. So, but again, for it to be set, so you're doing that reckless, so it's an attack done at advantage.
Yeah, and they get advantage against me.
If they survive,
True. If they do survive.
whoa,
That's 10 plus 2 from rage damage, 12 points of damage on my action attack.
lethal or non-lethal?
Lethal all the way.
Describe it. How do you lethally kill this crocodile?
Well, seeing as I took one eye out earlier, Jin pulls back and takes the other one out. Just straight down like a chop. Right in the head through the eye.
Nice. Now it is Jin's turn, and you now see like they are surrounding as these skeletons are walking towards you guys through the muck of this wadi, going towards you. What would you like to do, Jin? I mean Otto, because it's your turn after Jin.
Otto is going to draw a bead on the nearest skeleton to their companions, or companion and summon, potentially, and fire the hand crossbow at it.
That hits. And we are going on minion rules, so they all have just 1 HP. So,
Splat.
yeah, so you guys get to have some fun with an action scene with some skeletons.
Okay.
So skeletons themselves are starting to throw bones at y'all because they're trying to pick a bone with you, So I need a dexterity saving throw from everybody.
Okay.
Oof. No.
All right, and I can see this, so this is at advantage.
Yep.
Because my danger sense goes off. Not sure it matters when you have bad decks.
Yep. For the nat 1, you're gonna take 4 damage.
Ow. Otto takes a bone to the face.
Yep. And you see like birds suddenly appear around your head as you are very dizzy. And I need a constitution save to see if like you fall into the swamp.
Oh no. Yeah.
You fall face forward
Yeah, I'm
into
going
the
in the drink.
swamp.
Oh no.
Sploosh.
Okay, top of the round. We are up to our mysterious.
Okay. Now, how many skeletons do we have?
I'd say about 9 in total.
Yeesh.
But again, they all have 1 HP.
Let's see.
So you just need to be creative and have fun.
Okay.
So if you can come up with very good descriptions, a lot of fun can happen.
I run up to the first one. I come up and do another roundhouse kick to try to knock its head off and have it where that head will hit another skeleton.
Nice.
For,
Give me that attack roll.
I slip.
Okay, you try to, but it's your hand is now stuck inside one of their skulls. And
Okay.
you take. I'll give you at least a saving throw here.
Okay.
Here to see if like you get damaged by it.
Okay. Which saving throw should I roll? Con?
Dex.
Dex?
Yeah.
Boop.
Okay. Before it can chop down, like you pull your hand out real quickly, but you lose your balance and kind of like just fall into the swamp as well. But you are only just knocked prone, so you can just stand up next turn.
Okay.
Jin, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
All right. I'm gonna. Well, Otto's face down in the swamp, right?
Yep, and so has the mysterious monk.
All right. Maybe not so badass, Otto. I'm gonna. Jin's gonna run over and pull him out of the water.
That
Pull
works.
Otto out. Our guest is also in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jin is also going to go over and pull them out of the water.
Okay. So that's your full turn then. Otto, what would you like to do?
Still hanging from Jin's mighty grasp, Otto is going to fling their hand out in front of them and hit a different skeleton with each different missile from a magic missile at first level. So 3 different skeletons.
Nice. That works. I just need a wild magic roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes. And then 1 for Tides Refreshes.
Okay. So this one isn't as bad. Like you have now a soothing touch. So any being that you touch, you kind of has that nice warm and glow, and you'll have advantage on charm. Kind of like how you have that nice warm feeling when you get someone gives you a great handshake.
Yeah.
That's your hands right now.
Excellent.
Okay, so we got 3 skeletons down, 6 remain. And dexterity saving throw again as they all shoot bones out at you. Okay. Otto, this isn't as bad. You only take about 2 damage. Everyone else saves.
Otto is starting to swell unwholesomely. You've never seen them that color before.
Now we are back to the mysterious monk.
Okay. Now, seeing that Otto doesn't look that good, I am going to pull out my potion of greater healing and look over, take this, and give him the healing potion. Go like, here, take it, drink up, it'll save you.
Otto looks equal parts appreciative and disappointed because, oh, you saved my life, but this is definitely not a summon. Wild magic is the worst.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you take it, Otto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna roll and see what. So, you know what? I'm gonna let Otto roll the health.
Yeah. It tastes very earthy. Like, it is homemade. Dude. And, like, they made it themselves. So, it's not the worst in the world, but, like, it's okay.
A handcrafted touch.
Mm-hmm. And then for my bonus, I would like to use another key to do Fury Blows.
Go for it.
Oh, wait. 1 second. D&D Beyond just crashed on me.
Just roll a d20 and, like, literally, I just need above 10 for this to work.
Okay. Let's see, it's r/d20, isn't it?
Yep. Like, you could add your dex if you know that off the top of your head, but I just need a 10 or more.
20.
Hold on a second.
Let's see. There we go.
It's /R.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I haven't done this since I was doing D&D. Yeah. It's +4, so it's 23.
Yeah, that works.
Ah, there it goes. It's back. Okay.
I can't remember. Does Fury of Blows give you 2 attacks or 1?
2.
Okay.
So first skeleton takes 10 damage.
You knocked out 2 more. So we only got about 3 skeletons remaining at this point. No, wait,
Okay.
I forgot. There's a 4th one. Sorry. I forgot to add that 1.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay.
Because, like, yeah, action.
Dexterity saving throw as they shoot out bones again. Okay, Otto, you just take 2 damage.
I'm going to say this is because Otto is still being held up by Jin.
Yeah.
Can I use, let's see, deflect missiles?
Yeah, though I think I skipped both Jin and Otto, didn't I?
I think you did. Did you?
Yeah, I did. Sorry. I went straight to the enemy's turn. Sorry about that.
They're very speedy skeletons. It happened. They don't have any meat slowing them down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
Jin, what would you like to do?
All right, so there are 4 left.
Yep.
How are they standing? Are they all standing like spread out?
Yes.
Or close by?
Like they are in a circular. So if someone can come up with a great creative way, they could essentially get more than one.
I would love to try to twirl my halberd so it just takes off all their heads if they're in a circle.
I will give you two. Because I would think kind of like the first two wouldn't notice it, but the next ones would know well enough to duck.
Sure.
That hits. And then I'm guessing the next one will be with your bonus action. That's the 2.
Yeah, bonus action. I swing the end of my halberd. Let's see if I can take out the other two, I guess.
Oh, it gets stuck in the teeth.
Spit it out.
There are 3 skeletons left. One has a pole and stuck in their mouth.
Otto is going to run at the pole rather than the skeleton, and then hit it full body broadside, and then use their body as a lever to swing the one skeleton into the other.
Okay. Sounds like you want to make an attack roll with your body.
Sure. Was thinking more their body, but yeah.
Well,
whatever point of reference we're talking.
It sounds like you are just doing essentially like a leaping jump into the pole with your feet hitting it, and then it'll swing it around, hit much like a lever, onto the next skeleton. So you knock out 2 skeletons.
Sure, that'll work. What kind of roll would you like for that?
I would think it'd be an unarmed, because I don't think your feet are very armed. Like, Jin, I can see there. That would. Okay. Odd. I would have thought that'd be an unarmed attack, but if you want to go with that instead.
For me, an unarmed attack is a raw strength roll.
Okay. Hey, that doesn't work. But it's just essentially like you've fallen and you've landed right into it, trying to hit it, and you've fallen into the swamp. So I'm guessing like you stand right back up and you now are inside the skeleton.
Sure.
Like for that one, like I will just give you another D20 to see if like it damages it or if you're stuck inside. Nope, you're just stuck inside a skeleton. Now to our mysterious monk.
I see this happening. I want to run up, grab the skeleton's head that he's currently inside, rip it off, and then throw it at the other one.
Ooh. Yeah, I want to make sure. Are you wanting the whole spine to go out so that you are body slamming one skeleton into another?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what would I roll for that?
That would be essentially like your
unarmed.
Yep.
Okay.
Because you are a master in your arms. They are attack. That works.
So yeah, run up, rip it out, pivot, and slam its head into the other skeleton with a flourish of my cape going around.
And right after it happens, like you have Otto just standing up there as all the skeletons just fall apart around them. Very comical. Even having that xylophone sound as they fall off of Otto. Jin, what would you like to do?
There's one. There's
two.
one left? Two?
Two. Like, so there's essentially one for you and Otto to defeat.
Okay.
Their AC's only 10.
Sure. Why not? Hit one with a halberd.
Nice, that works. And are you going to try to pull arm with your bonus just to bat it into the other?
Yeah, why not? I just bring the other end of my pole arm around like it's baseball and
Okay, let's see. He's up at range. Will it go for a home run? Oh, it is knocked right out of the park. That skeleton head's going, and it is gone. It is knocked out of here. Well done. And with that, we are out of combat.
Otto stands up dismally, and with a series of prestidigitations, I hate swamps, and dries themselves off.
I think Jin, now that he's used his final rage of the day, actually kind of just drops to the ground and breathes a little heavily as, he goes, the cracks close and he's kind of just sitting there catching his breath. This is the first time in a while I've had to expend all my resources. I blame you, Otto. I blame you the most.
I blame me too, buddy. It's all right. Otto turns to the new mysterious figure. So I didn't summon you. That's good, I suppose.
I take off my the hood of my cloak, and you see this very, very pale elven woman with bright green eyes and fiery red hair that is tied in a ponytail behind her. And she looks at you, goes, "Well, that was fun. I haven't fought one of these in ages. So what brings you guys to the swamp, anyways?"
An earth elemental? And a hag.
He does.
Yeah, this is my fault. I shouldn't be in charge of making deals.
Yes, making deals with hags, if that's what you're talking about, is very questionable at most times.
Well, it started as trying not to make a deal with a demon, and then it ended up making a deal with a hag, and then making a deal with it. But I don't blame the others for wandering off.
So it was one of those kind of moments. I see.
Yes. So I'm Onomatopoeia Silver. This is my compatriot, Jin.
Pleasure.
Just Jin.
I'm Vinra.
Finra, we work for the
Yes.
paper.
Really?
You might have read our article. We handle the adventurer section.
I don't really read the paper. It's not really my thing, unfortunately.
I imagine it'd be hard to get out of here in the swamp. So
Well, I'm not really here all the time, only on occasion.
I don't blame you.
Swamps suck. They suck.
Right? Don't go to wetlands. Just don't go to wetlands. They don't need you. You don't need them. Just.
I know, right? Look at my boots. It's gonna take forever to get out this mud, I swear.
I have magic, and they're always going to smell like this. They're always going to smell like this. Nothing I can do about it. No.
Oh, I know, right? It takes forever to get the smell out.
So, while you've been here, have you seen a unicorn?
I don't think I have.
Possibly
No.
in the presence of a hag?
No. I mean, I've seen hags, but I haven't seen one recently. why are you after this unicorn? If you don't mind me
Making
asking.
deals with hags. Apparently the unicorn is her boyfriend? I don't...
Eh,
People and their bits can keep to themselves. It's not my problem.
eh. Okay. Well, it did seem you guys needed some help with that crocodile. I'm glad I was passing by and I was able to help.
It's very much appreciated. I'm prone to assassination attempts, apparently,
Really?
and I have been known to facilitate chaos.
You almost sound like my mother, almost.
She sounds like fun.
She
You
can
have-
be.
When you work for a newspaper, sometimes you have to make stories.
That's
So
true.
that's what led us here. And what is theoretically going to lead us to maybe probably burn down a hag's lair.
All right.
Would you like to be a part of that?
Another age.
Sounds
of
fun.
chaos.
Now, would you like billing in the actual article, or would you like us to omit you tactically?
Just say I was a friend.
Excellent.
A
I think it's
mysterious
this way.
friend. Anyway.
Mysterious benefactors are great for the news. People love that kind of thing.
I just nod.
Now, I believe the hags said that we were looking in this direction for our target. So onward.
Well, hold on. I gotta skin this croc.
Yes.
Which would require a survival roll.
Right. I gotta skin this croc, but apparently I'll be very bad at it. Yep. That's Umbren.
The thing is like, it's because it was utterly destroyed. Like, you just guys did too good of a job beating it up. There really wasn't much left over that could be salvageable. But you do at least find, like, a loose tooth that hasn't been completely destroyed, and one of the scales looks to be usable. Oh, well, maybe, like, with the help of maybe some arcane, maybe you can use this in some way, but you don't know how yet.
I did this to get Croczilla's hide, and all I have is a tooth and a scale. Yeah,
Oh.
today's been a bad day for me. I'm gonna say it.
Well,
Been a real bad day for Jin.
I don't want to pile on, but like, you probably could have not given it the cake treatment if you wanted its skin to survive.
Otto, just leave it.
Fair enough.
Just
Let's just hit the road. We'll feel better after we set something on fire.
I'm exhausted.
If you would like to just find a little area off to its own, make yourself almost like a little tiny hunt out of trees and stuff, you could make a long rest. But you'll also need someone to stay and watch if you want to.
If you guys need a long rest, I can keep an eye out for any dangers or anything like that.
Like, it might be in our best interest. I'm kind of tapped on everything I can do.
Yeah. Normally, I feel like it would be prudent to put up some kind of resistance. We just met you. It's a wetland, and you know how I fucking feel about the wetlands.
Oh, I do.
But honestly, yeah, you're a lifesaver. I would kill for a nap.
Enough.
I nod.
Okay, so how do you construct this little area tent or hut for you to be peaceful with?
Hold on.
Again, any way you'd like to. Like, this is more just for narrative purpose, and we'll make a roll to make sure, see how well it works.
Probably just a relatively simple lean-to.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
lean-to type thing.
Yeah, that could work.
A couple of fallen logs and some spare branches.
Okay, how are you going to go about it? Are you going to use survival to try to see if like you can do that? Dick's sleight of hand to kind of like make good tight rolls?
Sleight of hand will work. Survival, frankly, I'd be better rolling animal handling and hoping the beavers make it for me.
Okay. Like you do make like they're all right. They're very average, kind of like in the actual ties, but they are done so well enough that even like it'd have to take like a strong attack on them to actually ruin the knots.
Mhm.
Jin, how are you helping out with making this makeshift little tent?
I imagine I'm carrying most of this stuff over.
Okay. So strength check to see kind of like how well you're carrying, if you carry it all, and how like you're able to essentially construct.
Sure.
Fairly makeshift. Like it'll take more than a good strong win. Now, is our mysterious monk doing anything to assist with this or to help with guarding to make sure?
I'm going to stealth and kind of do a parameter check to make sure there's nothing, no threats or anything around.
Okay, sounds like we need a stealth check then from you.
And I have advantage.
Nice.
So,
So that does work. Like we have things set up. As kind of like you guys all get ready to kind of like take a long rest, you kind of like are drifting off, but in your mind, you hear a familiar voice going, "Hey!" And I think we'll go to break there. Hello there, I can hear you from the other side. And as kind of like we went to break, our characters had a long rest mechanically, but they heard start off in their dreamlike sight up hearing a hey.
Why?
Otto's been hearing this voice in their nightmares for days now anyway.
Hey, I want to check it in on you guys. My body's dealing with this animated armor that's with bees, so I thought I'd come in and check in on you.
Oh yeah, we're doing good. Like, you took a nap? Well, taking a nap. Gonna refresh ourselves after murdering some kind of necromantic crocodile.
Oh, you dealt with Charlie.
I see his name.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, Charlie's a real nasty one. Hopefully you didn't have to deal with the skeleton guards as well.
They were pretty easy. You just, you gotta really get inside their space.
Understandable. Now, I want to give you a heads up because on my magic radar, it seemed as though like one of you entered the dip. Is that right?
Oh yeah, Gert had a snack-related disappearance.
Wow. Haven't done that in, half a century at least. Hopefully they're okay. But it's good news. That means that odds are when they reappear, they should be near the unicorn. So you find my boyfriend, you find yourself your friend.
That's good to know. For the record, future reference, you should be more careful putting arcane reagents into your onion dip.
Why? What? Okay, how are you going to go with... If you're going to be a good dip, you got to want to have arcanic dip. Okay? Like, I would love to get me an Arctic dip, but again, I don't have a blood vessel, so I go with Arcana dip.
If you're gonna go down that path, maybe focus more abjuration instead of the spatial stuff.
It is a 1 in 1,000,000th time. I've lived several centuries old. It's only ever happened to me once. How was I supposed to know it happened to anyone else in their lifetime, ever?
I'm just saying. Carefully sourced ingredients can solve a lot of problems. We're heading to the unicorn now.
Okay, well, best of luck. And Jen, it seems as though I want to give you something special to leave with since you've been so quiet.
No. I just want to sleep.
Oh, so you don't want a hint or anything that could be helpful in your movement forward?
No.
Okay then, bye! And the hag just kind of disappears, and you tend to all just kind of like, it fades away, and you go back to your regular dreams. By chance, do you want to describe what your dreams are, or just wake up?
Huh. Gonna have to save those dreams for another time. Getting dreaming. He's just blacked out. He's just no dream type of sleep.
Nice.
I don't know if Otto's dreams are like safe for public consumption. There's a lot of body horror. Otto's a very nightmare-oriented individual.
Ah, so monkey bone.
Okay.
You both kind of like waken refreshed. If we can say that, I don't know for certain with a hag in your dreams.
Not really with a hag in your dreams. I don't think so.
Otto flops sitting up. And there's a fine spray of dew that kind of sloshes off. I hate swamps. Jen, I'm sorry. I hate swamps. I shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have done any of this.
Enough.
I should have just burned the city down.
Enough, Otto.
Looks up at Vinra. Thank you for not murdering us in our sleep. That was very classy of you.
You're welcome.
What? That's your what? Is that your scale? Not murdered in sleep equals classy?
I mean, I could have easily killed you both without.
What are your standards, Otto?
It is definitely the classy thing to do in the situation is not murder us in our sleep. I'm pretty sure I've still even got all my equipment. Like that's pretty stand up is all I'm saying.
Otto, I can't. The way your mind works, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. All right. I'm up. Yep. Let's do it.
So which way do we need to go?
That way. I'm almost positive it was that way.
Are you sure?
Honestly, no.
Otto, how don't you know this is your job?
I hate swamps. This is why you get turned around, you get lost, it all looks the same, it's all wet, you're constantly wet, it stinks like swamp.
I can't remember if this is the swamp that actually shifts and moves around.
Oh, it definitely does. It definitely does. I can attest to this.
Yes. Oh, that's right. 2 years ago, I got lost in this place. Wasn't fun. Anyways. Shall we go?
Pretty sure it's that way, yes.
I put my hood back up. Do quick stretches. Shall we?
Sure.
Okay, as you all proceed forward, you start to notice a couple more like skulls and such as you're moving forward. You even notice kind of like as you're moving forward, there's a zombie that seems to be actually just digging up a hole. Oh, that a frog is trying to just like very like tapping like, and the zombie just very shrugging as it's shoveling.
The rural community out here is very interesting.
Try to talk this frog.
That's up to you, but you notice like it is tapping its wrist, just going, tapping, going on, come on, almost to the zombie that's just shoveling a hole.
I'm talking to Otto. Hey, Otto, you think I should talk to this frog?
It's probably better you than me at this point.
Nope. You could have just said yes or no. Let me be honest.
Yes. Yes, please speak to the frog. I would like to not put my foot in my mouth again.
I cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. As you do that, you seem to notice like the frog still isn't talking. They're just tapping their wrist. They're literally not saying anything, just tapping their wrist. Like, come on, come on. I have a time to keep it. Come on, you dang zombie.
Hey. Hey, you.
Ah! We have a stage rotor here.
Right. I understand that. Gonna take a moment of your time. You seen a hag around these parts?
Yeah.
Which way?
Away from me. Just points in a random direction that Otto was pointing at earlier.
I told you.
You're
Really?
right.
He looks trustworthy.
One. I don't know if I trust it.
What, is this an interview?
Yeah, sure. This is an interview. If you answer my questions, you'll get a little box in the paper.
I don't want that. What use do I have to paper?
No, a lot of people will know about you. You'll be famous.
I don't know. I don't care about that. I got a schedule to keep to. I don't care about being famous.
Are you sure? It's pretty great.
And Otto, and our mysterious monk. Notice, like, it is just talking normally. And Jin just hasn't noticed yet because they have speak with animals on. The difference is like, for you two, like, there is very heavily accent, both with Jin and this frog. But Jin, it is perfectly clear and understandable. Like, you actually understand more of what this frog is saying. For example, the schedule, like you notice, is like they're actually trying to have at least some flow to the swamp, and it's ever shifting, trying to have at least some control over this environment that's always changing, which the others may not have noticed.
This is such a strange place. Wild. Truly wild.
You want wild? There are these mimics the hag has. Ever so often end up going free, and I end up having to beat literally every tree just to find them to get them back home.
Are you trying to tell me that there are mimics that can fall from trees?
No, it's the hag has two mimics. Like, ever so often they'll get loose, and then whenever it's loose, hag comes and has all us bully frogs to go gather up their hags. And then we gotta go around and beat literally every tree until we find the one that goes ow, and then bring it right back.
Ah, okay.
So beware of trees.
You don't need to
Right.
be aware of them. It's just anytime the mimics get loose.
While this is all going on, I pull out my flask and I take a deep drink and I put it back, and I'm like, oh God, why is this happening again?
All right. Well, and you're sure she's over there?
Yeah. What, you want to know about that whole unicorn she's trying to marry?
Yes, I would actually.
Well, and then kind of like looks around surreptitiously, like making sure like no one notices as it gets close. And you can almost feel like warts about to grow on you. Just how close this guy is like, apparently the unicorn said no to the hag.
Brave one.
Oh wow.
Brave
Yeah.
one.
Be careful. Here, like, no one says no to hag, yet this unicorn. Mind-boggling. It's like you actually can say no to the hag. Would you ever think that possible? You can say no to a hag.
No, I never thought it was possible. No.
Well, you definitely can. They just usually kill you, or like enslave your brain.
But what are
I
you
would
doing?
I would like to cast suggestion.
What?
Yes, but I
On-
need a magic roll, I believe.
Yes, that will definitely require a wild magic roll. The frog it has to make a will save, or it is going to lead us to the hag.
Okay, Will, right?
Yes. Wisdom.
Okay.
Ha. Dodged it.
Okay, is an 18 higher?
Yeah.
Well, again, remember, like, because of the other magic rolls, you have the nice, warm, and pleasurable touch of the hands. If you can get this frog to shake your hand, you might
but
have
I-
advantage on a charm.
But I've had a long rest since then.
Oh, you're right. That gets rid of all wild magics. Except for the language, because we had someone spend 4 plot points for that. So that's permanent. So, anything more I can help you with? Because I got get the things on me. Need to get done with this thing in this trench. Maybe we can divert some flow. Maybe get some decent fries in here.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think you are very helpful. Yeah. I don't really do the interview thing, but yep, you're a great help. Right this way?
Yeah.
All right, seems like we got our mark. Let's move.
Mm-hmm.
As you're moving, I would like a nature check from everyone, just to see if like you notice anything else as you're moving about. Okay. Our mysterious monk is too mysterious to notice. Because they're busy being mysterious.
Yep.
Jin and Otto, you for certain notice like the very direction that Otto seems to be going. The trees, as they leaves swing, seem to be parting away in that particular direction as you're moving forward. And Otto, because of that 15, you seem to notice that there are these little extra lines in the ground, almost like a little serpentine path that's been going along the trees that's right in front of the direction you're going. But you are going the right direction.
Well, at least we probably aren't headed into a cave. Might have a bit of the air of civilization left.
Possibly.
We carry on. I carry on.
Mm-hmm.
I follow.
As you carry on, my wayward sons, you do so without anything really bothering you for a good while. Now, and you guys are moving through at a quick pace, I believe, right? You're moving rather quick, not stealthy or anything.
I don't really see a whole lot of point in trying to be stealthy from hags. Not approaching their lair.
I mean, if you feel it's not necessary.
Hey, if you want to be sneaky, you can, but you saw the frog. The frog definitely works for the witch. She knows we're here.
Most likely, knowing how hags are.
Don't know anything about the frog. Otto's life.
Okay. As you move along at a brisk pace, you come across a little enclave where there's a small little split and everything. Like, there's a little bit of water that seems to be going about. And you notice kind of like this water just going around. You notice kind of like a small and rounded hut with a crooked, pointy roof. Smoke belches from a listing chimney, and the many windows are so caked in with grime they're impossible to see in. Like, you see kind of like that there's almost a little porch, uh, which has these very like swirling curve to each of the posts that are around the actual porch. And you can tell from a distance that there is a doormat out there. But again, like, you notice kind of like the whole of the area seems to have cracked almost around it. The trees, the water seem to just go around it. There's a little kind of like a stable that's outside it, just to the side. It is separated by the the this little like river moat that's around the house. Very serendipitously, like you can see, like the swamp and everything seems to be bending completely around the house by design, almost like if the whole swamp is directing you to this area. What would you like to do?
Is the unicorn in the stable by any chance? Are we that lucky?
You'd have to get closer. You just can't tell from this distance. Like, again, like, you're a good way. Like, you are just essentially seeing this off in the distance. You could go towards stables area. That's up to what choice you guys want to make. I'm just establishing what you all see.
Mhm.
Would you like me to scout ahead and see what's in the stables before we move on?
That
I'm
seems
very
prudent.
stealthy.
You look very stealthy.
Thank you.
I mean, I thought I summoned you. That's pretty fucking stealthy.
I give a smile and I cast invisibility on myself. And I move towards the stable.
Nice. I would like a perception check as you get to this stable itself. Okay. As you get to there, you notice kind of like it is almost pretty bare. Like, there are lots of like what looks to be, there used to be horses in here. Like, you can see like a loose little horseshoe in the background. Like, there's on one of the stables, there seems to be a very insectoid guy who seems to be like with a pitchfork lifting hay. Hey, what would you like to do?
Can I go into the stable?
Yes, there's multiple little stables in here. Like, one in particular seems to have a very insectal humanoid that seems to be like moving hay with a pitchfork.
Okay. I kind of want to go up to him and kind of look around what he's actually doing without touching him or anything like that.
Again, like, you do see, like,
Okay.
yeah, you see this very like buggy bug creature that's kind of biped humanoid creature, has like about two like very long thin legs, and has two sets of arms, ones that are very big and look almost muscular, but with this kind of like very hard armor or like shell. Like,
Okay.
you're not sure if that's actually muscle or just part of the shell. As its two arms are moving hay, it has two small little hands. They're just on a notepad, just scribbling things down.
Let's see. Do I want to try it? I'm going to try it. I kind of want to lean in just ever so slightly to try to see what they might be writing down.
Okay, I will give you this with advantage, but I need another check on stealth to see, like, can you do this without them noticing?
Because I have advantage, it's an 18.
Okay, I would have thought that you rolled twice instead of just once.
I thought I did. It's a 13 and an 18.
Oh, one was the perception, the other was stealth.
Huh, didn't give me the... There it is. So it's still 18.
Okay. You are, and you notice kind of like it is very accountable. And you notice kind of like there's accounts for 4 guards here on in this section, the food that would be required, or as it's doing the hay itself is required, like you can see, looks to be numbers for what looks to either be a horse or something else. Just numbers of how much they've eaten per day, how much of like this hay needs to be in this actual stable versus need to be in the whole area, the food, the mimics themselves, how many snakes they've had to eat, how many snakes that need to be procured, and makes a special note that I'm going to note, just because you were able to do that, says careful about the map, right next to where it says mimics, as a note for when feeding them.
About the map.
Yeah, the welcome mat. Like, don't step on the map as you are feeding mimics.
Okay. I ghost out of the stable and go around behind Otto and Jin and go, well, looks like we have about 4 guards. A horse is possibly here or something else. And we probably want to avoid stepping on the welcome mat. It most likely is going to be a mimic. And I'm still invisible at this time.
Yeah, so like just a voice from behind your head speaks, Otto.
Invisible friends. All right. Thank you.
So how do you want to proceed?
Time for stealth.
We were not sent here to fight necessarily, so stealth might be the better bet. We could try to be diplomatic. It's just been hit or miss recently, but we could try to talk her out of her insane unicorn lust.
Otto, if you really, really want to be diplomatic.
Do you really, really want to go on another mission for a hag? Because that's probably what had happened.
I mean, you want to be diplomatic. So if you want to make another deal with the hag, feel free. I'm just saying.
I will say I will have no deals with hags.
Do either of you know if unicorns are fireproof?
I would like either Arcana or Nature roll, well, to determine that. Like, for anyone who's interested in answering that question.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Nature just to see what happens. Nope. I have no memory of if they're fireproof or not. I'm sorry.
I know they're magic, but like how magic is magic, you know?
True.
Jin, you would know, like, odds are probably something like a spark. Probably wouldn't. Like, something very small, but if the entire house is on fire, it's probably not going to survive.
Otto, you may not burn everything down. You might kill the unicorn.
Well, I mean, unless we're able to help it escape, but knowing Hag, she probably has him tied up or something within the house.
All right, let's be stealthy then, huh? Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen?
Okay. Just before, like, I want to give you at least another options, because, like, you notice, like, the actual moat area seems to be made with the hut itself. It looks as though, like, you have a way through there that you could sneakily get into the house if you were willing to follow, because it looks like the water from that goes into the house. There is more options other than just the actual front door uh, that you could, like, say, for example, climb on towards what looks like the crooked roof of it and try to go in there, because looks like it's clearly not a single story building. So maybe, like, you get it from above or below, or maybe you can find something from the back way. Maybe, like, there's another way into it other than the front.
Well, if we're going stealthy, would you guys like me to do a quick scouting to see what's in behind the hut?
Well, hold on. I'm about to make you even better at what you do already.
Ooh, do tell.
All right. So Jin, since he's taking a long rest, we'll once again do this. Oh, that okay. That went twice.
Yep. So everyone now has a +10 to their stealth checks for the next hour.
This is, I think it's concentration.
Yeah.
It's actually, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So yeah, we're all much stealthier.
But it has kind of like the flow of, like, the actual swamps kind of like beads into you, and you flow it out to them. So, like, everyone seems to have a little discolorization that matches the swamp perfectly.
All right. Let's see how we go here, folks. Huh?
Sounds good.
Okay.
12 total, but a nat one.
I know.
And I have advantage.
What a
So I
day.
have a 21.
No, you have a 31.
Oh, a 31, yeah.
Plus 10.
Otto has a 28.
28.
Jin
Good
has a
one.
12.
That is more than half the party.
Yes. Half the
Yeah.
party does succeed and stealthily going behind. But something spicy is gonna be happening because of that nat 1. And I'm gonna go with this as a chance. Like, this may not be as bad. Okay, it's not as bad. Okay. So they're not going to even notice you back there. But as kind of like you get back there, you notice kind of like a very snake snursel. Oh. That's been about there, kind of like guarding the back door with a couple of zombies. And they all seem to be, like, actually playing cards. as they're out front of like the back door, and the door, like you guys notice, kind of like from like a little hut that's next to the building, the back, that you didn't notice from the front. Like there's a little bullywog that comes up there with kind of like a little, little rats that have been played on a plate with some little bits of like flies and such, which serves out for kind of like them all to nibble on as they all are playing cards, and they don't notice you. Yeah, but
Mm.
you know for a fact, like the one that's there, that's pretty strong. That's playing cards with. They're probably the boss, and if anyone, I'll give either perception, nature, or history to figure out what this like snursel is.
I will do history. That's a nat 20.
Okay. And Jin, like, okay. So we'll first fall on the low non-crit side. With Jin, you notice in particular, like, they have very kind of like snake qualities to them. And the thing that really kind of like points out to you in particular is they have on them a belt that is of dragon skin on them in particular, which to you like irks you just from the very beginning, just like someone wearing kind of like a dragon and belt, like just made from the skin of a dragon. And Otto, you notice this too, but you also notice that the one with the actual cards, they're having a little difficulty holding on to the cards because the hands actually look like little snake hands. They're doing their best just to bite onto the cards without losing grip on them. Like, and for the nat 20 on the history, you know in particular that this is a Yuante nightmare speaker. Like, not only are they very much and often associated with hags, like they are very good spellcasters and can shape change, and this seems to be the boss of them.
Mm.
Like, you know, like in past dealings with your mother, that these would often be the ones that would work with as the in-between hags, because
Mhm.
hags really do not want to deal with your mother along
Nope.
with many people.
No one wants to deal with mom.
Yes, but the thing is, like, to keep the hags themselves very insular, like, you know this, and I'm going to give this to you because you crit. You know, like, their armor isn't the best in the world. In particular, you know that their armor class is 14.
Okay.
Now, they're all playing cards. The little bullywog, kind of like, after serving everyone, goes back into their little hut. What would you like to do?
Do I want to pull some muscle here and reveal something, or do I want to pull some other shenanigans? Well, I'm trying to mess with my mother, so you know what? I put my hands on their shoulder and just go, okay, I'm about to do something kind of crazy, but know that the big guy is someone we probably want to take down fast if fighting happens. And, well, what I'm about to say, just know I'm trying to mess with it. with my mother. Okay? And I tap him on the back.
Family
And
stuff.
I drop my invisibility and I just walk up and go, "Oh, hello, everybody." And I bring down my hood, and you definitely look like my mother, just a younger version.
And who is their mother?
And, well, let's just say they probably kind of look kind of shocked because my mother is the Blood Queen.
And kind of like all except the auntie is kind of like, one of the zombies, their jaw literally falls to the ground because it's not hung on really well. And then just like you see them scrambling around trying to find their jaw as it's dropped on the ground.
Well, that's very interesting. I would
And,
think she would have better people guarding her place.
and the only person that doesn't seem to be very shocked by this is the auntie of just going, yes, what do Swees has the honors to be with yous?
Well, from what my mother has sent me to go out to do, unfortunately, there's a hag she's dealing with, and from what I've been told, your mistress has taken her boyfriend. So if you would be so kind to give her back her boyfriend, the unicorn, then my mother won't have to come and beat the crap out of you. Well, she wouldn't. She would send other people, knowing her. So, what do you want to do?
And the nurse soul just like goes, Arasia tens. Not really paying all that much attention. As I don't see how that's much of concerns to me, since yous do not seem a threat.
I walk up and I'm going to use minor illusion to make me look even more scary, like black flame is coming off me, and I release my wings and I just let my fangs go down and I grab him and he's like, "Do you really think the daughter of the Blood Queen wouldn't it be scary? Really?"
I'd like an intimidation roll.
Oh, please, God. Don't be like mother.
I would like to do a accompanying minor illusion behind her that is just the sky darkening and lightning landing.
Okay, so I will now give you this with advantage then, since
Okay.
Otto is helping.
And
Whoa.
Okay.
still good.
Okay.
Share your science,
Everyone but the auntie just flees. They just run away off into the forest. They are scared. Now, unfortunately, like this is one of the because they are immune to the fear, it doesn't work as well as you'd like. But it's just like, oh, so they brings out the big guns.
Well, yes.
Well, you makes me an offer I can't refuse, and I'm just not here. It's not my faults if something would happen as yous are in theirs.
No. Just to kind of make it a little fun for me. What if I told you a little secret about her familiar? You know the one.
Oh, that is interesting. But let's make it even spicier. And then starts to just shuffle cards. How about you tells me and I'll walk away if you can win me in a single hand.
I kind of stop and look up. Well, I don't usually play cards. I prefer dragon chess. If you have one.
Honeys, you think this is a community that can afford a dragon's chest or dragon chess?
Well, lucky for you, I actually have one in my bag. And I would gladly give it to you if you... for free. I mean... Would you like that?
Yeah, but where's the fun in you just giving me it?
Okay, if you win, I'll give it to you.
And you tell me about the saber-toothed tiger, I believe. Isn't it? I don't know.
Yes.
I just know it's saber-tooth.
Yes, Kitty is such a... Well, I'll tell you if you beat me.
Okay.
And I bring out my dragon chess set.
Okay. Now they're going to play a card. Because I gave you a little bit of advantage, they're going to roll a 1d32.
Okay.
You're going to roll 1d20 with your sleight of hand modifier.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I suck. But then again, this works for her because she wants to lose.
I don't know. You won. They pulled
I
out
did?
Yes.
Oh my god!
They
I just
rolled.
noticed that.
Yeah. So
I'm just like,
you pulled out 6 while they just pull out a single 1. Okay. What's the secret? And you get to keep your chess.
okay. I'll tell you. One way to get around the damn cat, if you have some what is known as Cheddar Bay biscuits. She goes absolutely wild for those. If you give her a little plate of that, she'll ignore you and allow you to pass without any problem. So, trust me, I've gotten past her multiple times doing this.
Yanti just packs up the cards, and they seem to drop on a little makeshift table a key as they are walking away.
Thank you. I'll keep this in mind and tell Mother that you are good at your job. And I take the key.
Yeah. The actual Snurson just kind of disappears into multiple, burst into snakes, and they all just swarm away from all of you.
And I turn back to the guys and I'm like, oh shit. Okay. And then I compose myself and was like, you guys want to go in now?
Otto takes a moment and meticulously memorizes every detail of her appearance. And is like, yeah, that'll come in handy. Sure. Yeah, let's go.
I kind of look at Otto as he's staring at me and go, just don't do anything stupid.
I won't use it in town, I promise.
Thank you.
Let's get the job done. I don't know what we've gotten ourselves into, Otto, but it's a little mad now.
I opened up the door and let them go first. Unfortunately, I have to keep up appearances, so after you.
Sure. I'll go first. Why not?
Otto will follow Jin in closely.
And then I follow behind.
as you enter in through the back door, like you notice kind of like this seems to be very much like the very kitchen area. Like the actual hut seems to be bigger on the inside. Not only does it look to be like, oh, there might be more than a single two-story hut, that there might be more in here. Like the the actual like uh, kitchen area, it doesn't look like it's well maintained. Like there is a couple of like sinks that actually take in the water or, from the little moat to spray out to do that. There's a small little like cooking area itself with a little almost like a stone little cooking to oven, not that big, but you notice like there's scattered floor is like little bits of clothing of multiple types of people where like, oh, maybe something happens to the chefs and just full like set of clothing thing just on the ground as you're in there. What would you like to do?
Oh, this is unnerving.
I am going to take the form of the Snursen.
Okay, and as you do so, I will any time like you make the multiple S's like a snake, you will have advantage. So remember that in this form, you have to have those to gain advantage.
Oh, I'm with a group of infiltrators. Lovely. Just so we all are clear, I can't do that.
Possible deniability.
I pat Jin on the shoulder. Don't worry, you're with me. So,
All right.
if he touches you, I'll be pissed. Anyways.
And just for a little additional, like, Otto and Jin did not break stealth, so they're still having that +10 to their stealth rolls.
Yep.
While our mysterious monk has broken it.
I find the nearest chair and I sit down like I own the place. And I pull out my flask, take a swig, put it back. My dear hag, please come out. I have important things to discuss with you.
And the house itself seems to make a loud shuddering as air of the whole house seems to go straight through you as it goes out. The actual window sills seem to flutter out before you hearing this giant bell.
Can you please come down here? I do not want to have to call her and tell her that you're being difficult.
And then out of just like the actual wood, do you start to actually see a bit of a form? Almost like very tall but hutch. She hawks up just like ever so often, just to clear their nose and throat. And I always feel a little bit spotchy and underfoot. Very skewed and mean spirit for even a night hag with very few schemes going on her. Thwarting sister's every attempt at happiness is her only pleasure in life. And like you see kind of like this wood seems to crackle along their gaunt face. It is look very slender at you. And it's just in the wood itself just going, what more would you need of me?
Well, Mother is planning something, and unfortunately, the hag that you took the unicorn from has kind of put a little wrench in her plans. So, give me the unicorn, and my mother won't have to take drastic measures against you. You know how the Blood Queen can get, don't you?
How is that my concern?
I mean, you do know what happens to those who piss off the Blood Queen, right? Especially when it comes to one of her plans.
And as kind of like you seem to notice, just off to the side, and not really had paid much attention to it earlier, there is little puppets that look like they've been handmade, almost very mosaic, made entirely out of children's teeth. And you feel like there's nothing around it. It's just very, and you start to see it move as it just taps on the glass itself, just like, hello, hello there, just like ever so tap on the glass. Like, why would that be a concern of me when the Blood Queen is no threat to me?
Oh, I've heard so many of you say that. Next thing you know, you guys are just gone, disappeared, never to be seen or heard from again. I mean, I remember torturing some of you. It was fun. And trust me, my mother is 10 times worse than I am. So give me the unicorn, or face the wrath of the Blood Queen. Trust me, you don't want to take it.
If that is true, then my minions be of no concern to you, wouldn't that?
I just stare at her, like totally emotionless, and just kind of do a slight smile. Just try it and see what happens. I kind of show a little bit of my fang. I have to say, I do like the taste of hag in the morning. And
Then kind of like, as like you say that, it's just, well, if you are serious in that, you can take on my minions, and then if you can do that, I might be willing to take away with my love.
I mean, I could take down your minions, but you know as well as I do that losing good minions is not a good thing. How would I do this? I give you a little hint on how to deal with my mother. And you give me the unicorn. Currently, my mother and I have a little tiff, so I'm a little pissed off. Would a little information be suffice to get the unicorn?
Like roughly at this, kind of like they kind of like do a wave, like backhanded almost, like of not concern, and their form melts into the actual wood. And as like you see, kind of like the glass kind of like pops open, and there's a couple of little like wooden sprites you see as right behind coming out of the glass as this little like all of these like puppet comprised of glass, children's teeth, and wood marches towards you. It's not there yet, but you do have some time. What would you all like to do?
Well, it seems we have to kick the minions' butts, it seems. Pity, really. And I stand up and look to where Otto and Jin are and go, do you guys want to do a little bit of a fight?
Otto looks at the puppet creature, looks down at their crossbow, and produces the sign from the straps on their back from the cave ages ago. Sure.
Jin?
Always. It's kind of my only job here, to be honest.
I look back to the minions, give a wicked smile, and go, I miss punching Hag's minions. And I just full on like sprint in and go for a roundhouse kick.
Okay, give me an attack roll. And after that, everyone roll initiative.
That would be a 16.
16 matches, so it hits.
And 10 bludgeoning.
Okay. Well, 6 is better than last time of 3.
Otto is just nailing it this week. Otto is good at things today.
Okay. So,
It's the same as the last initiative I rolled.
yep. And after that hit, there are the sprites, and you then this construction. So the sprites go out and focus kind of like on you in particular. And then as they fly by, they just touch you. And I need a charisma saving throw.
My one weakness. Ah, that's not bad.
It meets. And then that first one kind of like you touched out, like you feel like right in your heart, almost like a sinking feeling that seems to pump one lone solitary beat before they kind of like swarm of them kind of like disappear and makes an attack roll on you, which I'm good for if it fails to see some missile retrieval. 13.
Does not hit.
Okay. Next is your turn in the round.
Okay. I am going to do my 2 arm attacks against the creature in front of me. So here's the first one.
That misses.
Okay, here's the second one with a jab to the gut.
That hits.
And then I'm going to use a key point to do Fury of Blows. So another punch to the gut. And last one.
It like you seem to have made holes in the actual creature. Like it is like teeth have fallen on the ground. And as you see it, still there standing. And it is its turn, I believe, if that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
And from the teeth, like it's gathered up, it pulls out a banjo and starts swinging at you. Does a 13 hit?
Nope, it misses.
Okay. Does a 21 hit?
Yes. 21 hits.
Okay. So you take 6 bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I fail, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, but roughly, like, you are roughly just dazed. Yeah. Like, you
Okay.
have, I would imagine, little bats, like, just visually around your head. Like, feel free to say otherwise.
Yeah. I would definitely say that, and it's like, what the heck is this?
Jin, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
So we're up against this puppet thing.
Yep.
I would. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna run up to it, and I'm gonna go reckless and slash at it with my halberd.
Go for it.
So
13 does not hit.
all right, bonus action. I'm actually gonna attack again since I'm gone reckless. 20.
Yeah, that you miss, but like right as it just the teeth had missed around. But as you kind of like swing back around, now you whack it. It just essentially like its head is on backwards. So you're just seeing the back of the head as it moves forward. Otto, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Otto runs towards the puppet, and as they're bringing up the sign, they kind of spin it around, so that it kind of does like a 720. Grabs it, holding it for all the world like a giant double bit battle axe, and screams, "So much for stealth!" and just takes a swing at the puppet.
Okay, I get to reveal something now. Now, I've been waiting for it. Let's see if it fails. Because if it can fail, it's an intelligence check. 1d20 minus 3. Oh, that's more than 10. So you do I'd say 1d6 damage to it. Just whacking it as it vibrates.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, because it's your weapon. You should have a chance for it to crit.
Well, that is a crit. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I was meaning like 1d6 in damage, but...
Oh, I hadn't
But
rolled the
that
attack
works
yet.
like I'm going to go with double. So that's 1d12 or 1d6.
2d6.
Okay. Lethal or non-lethal?
Lethal.
As
Let's see the power of sign.
Yes. The sign goes through and destroys it. Like you can see the teeth fall around and rattle along the wooden ground. You can see kind of like all of these in particular look like children's teeth.
Oh god, it's like the Tooth Fairy, but evil.
Otto, that sign. What?
Don't doubt the power of the sign.
How? What is that sign?
It's the sign from the cave that we blew up ages ago.
Oh, you're using it? Okay. Apparently it's a pretty good weapon.
It was magic. We figured it would be pretty sufficient.
Yes, well, yeah, keep using that.
I just look at them slightly confused, like, what?
We've done a lot of questionable things in our line of work. I wouldn't think about it too much.
A very long story.
Okay. Next is you've gone down to just the swarm of sprites that are coming at you. Like out of kind of like just the shadows. They seem to coalesce, spin out a couple of crossbows at all of you. Yeah, but again, does a 9 hit anyone's AC?
Nope.
Okay.
No, but not by as much as I'd like.
So as you all notice, just it passes by you as they spin around. Just the swarm of sprites. Back to the top of the round. Oh no, that was the top of the round. Now it's Mysterious Monk's turn.
It's my turn. I go in for a uppercut to the creature's face.
Okay, this is a swarm, so.
Oh.
So
I go to punch it.
Yeah. So you punch the swarm, and that does some of them. Like you've gotten them down to about half of them. I'll say because that's a great strike.
I take another strike at them with another uppercut.
Ooh, yeah, there's blood kind of trickling around. It looks as though you've gotten a good chunk of them. I'm done.
Then...
There's only a small amount, with blood dripping on the ground.
Let's see. I'm going to use Fury of Blows and hit them again. There it is.
That works.
Okay. Is there still some left?
No, you guys are out of combat for the moment.
Okay. I kind of just flick my hand around well, that was fun.
Otto
Yes.
was looking at the sign with glee.
It was. Also, this is awkward for me to bring up, but what's your name?
Didn't I tell you earlier it was Venra?
Yes, you did tell us. All right, let's keep searching, huh?
Well, she's still here. We're in her lair anyways. We've taken down your minions.
You
They
don't
were
hear a
fun.
response.
I'm going to start prestidigitating small flasks of kerosene and emptying them on any wooden or cloth surfaces.
Okay.
I love how you think.
All right, guess we're doing this the hard way.
Unfortunately.
If she's not gonna respond after we met her conditions, then I don't see any reason to be civil anymore.
True. Oh, I am going to definitely send a message to Mother if she survives this. Anyways, shall we search this place and see if we can find the unicorn?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. As Otto pours another vial of kerosene onto a piece of furniture.
I would like at least a perception check or a survival check.
Okay.
Okay. Jin, you certainly notice this. Everyone notices as the kerosene is being put on some wooden furniture that it starts to move around like trying to shake it off like a dog would.
Oh no. The mimics. The chair is a mimic.
Yep.
Lovely.
It hasn't seemed to notice you. It's just like it's trying to shake off something wet on it.
It's that doesn't strike me as a compelling reason to stop. And Otto pours another vial of kerosene on another different thing.
Burn it. Burn it all. Why
yeah.
not? We already reached this point.
I mean,
I figure we can find the unicorn first, but
yeah.
Don't worry
we
about it so
can-
much. I'll track him down.
Okay. As kind of like you are in there, I'm guessing you guys have ventured out of like the kitchen area
sure.
and
Search
moved
around.
deep
Yeah.
in. As kind of like you notice, kind of like there's a couple of stairs, both some going upstairs and some going downstairs, with a balcony in particular over what looks to be like about 2 sets of stairs above you. There seems to be balcony. And in there, like, because again, like the chair didn't notice like the kerosene, it's just nothing anymore. It's just some water. Shake it off. You notice in particular, like there's a 3-foot tall jade urn, and smells a bit like wet dog. In there is about in there a couple of like what looks near like a fireplace, some what looks almost like giant dogs just resting near the fire. Like it has no fire in the fireplace, it's just like sitting there in front of it, and almost like paralyzed.
Oh, don't tell me that the fireplace is a mimic too.
This is all incredibly disturbing and not what I wanted to do today, but as time goes by, I realize nothing I ever want really happens in this group, so yeah, that'll check out.
That is my entire life, really.
We work for a newspaper. Why would things ever go our way?
Well, why would they always go sideways like they have?
Well, naturally, because I have a propensity for setting things on fire.
You are an agent of chaos. That's what we've discovered.
Yes, and I would definitely warn you to stay away from my mother.
Does she not like fire?
No, she would probably try to use you to make more chaos.
That might already be the case. I might take some time to reconsider my life choices.
Kind of look at Otto and raise my eyebrow and go, yes, we're definitely going to have to talk about this.
So there's a
Anyways.
couple like stairs and in here. Is there anything like you'd like to do other than? Because again, like you notice, like there's a couple of stairs, one going to another area, and then above that looks to be another floor. So 2 floors above and 1 downwards. So you don't have to deal with like anything that's about in here if you don't choose to.
Was this from the outside? Did it look this big?
No, looks to be purposely bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
I look at Jen and go, what, have you never been into a hag's hut before? They can get really crazy, I can tell you that.
Oh, don't say that like it's normal. How many people meet hags?
Otto just kind of raises their hand.
I also raise my hand. I used to have to deal with them quite a bit.
Of course you have.
I knew some kids back in the day. There's all kinds on them. In the alleyways.
What? No. I went from being a war guy to a bodyguard guy. And nowhere in that time period did I ever visit a hag or go to a hag's home.
Well, that's a pretty solid progression, but I mean, I've gone from being a war guy to a noble lady to a snake thing.
What?
I'm saying it's not as far a walk as you might think.
No, I definitely think it's still a very far walk.
I mean, it just depends on who you hang out with.
So do you do you think those puppies would let me pet them?
I don't think they will. Anytime you're in a hag's lair, you don't trust anything.
I got an idea. How about we split up?
Really?
All of the color drains from Otto's snaky face.
I'm just looking like, are you serious?
Yes.
So
you two go that way. I go this way.
So what happens if you meet the hag alone?
Well, either she kills me or I kill her.
She didn't say anything about us fighting her. She wants us to fight her minions.
This is true.
Like those puppies. We should pet them and make them our friends. And then they'll be our minions.
Well, I look at the puppies and try to figure if possibly the fireplace is a mimic using them, or those puppies, I'm really like, oh god, they could kill us, they could be so much worse. You know what,
I suppose I will leave the dubious puppies alone. It feels wrong, it doesn't.
You excel at chaos, don't you?
I mean, people have said.
You know what? Why don't you go try to make friends with the puppies? Let's see what happens. Downside, we have to fight. Upside, we might have allies in here. I've seen things go both ways, so let's embrace chaos.
I would like to use minor illusion between the 2 giant dogs to manifest the smell of a steak.
That does work, but they seem not to be moving. Seems as though like they are almost like trapped.
Nah, there's something wrong with those dogs.
So most likely there's some creature's meal that's over there. Either it's the fireplace or the very floor they're on. I wouldn't put it past the hag.
I'm sorry in advance for this. It's gonna eat the puppies? And Otto draws the sign and rushes into the room.
Wait, oh god.
Okay, what is Otto trying to attack?
Well, Venra seems like completely convinced that this is the fireplace. So Otto is going to take a leaping slash, like a downward chop, with the sign, trying to hit the mantelpiece of the fireplace. Like spinning it the whole time in the air.
Okay. When you hit it, I need an intelligence check.
Given how today has been going, that is unlikely for various reasons. Oh,
Okay. As you hit it, it vibrates. And what looks to be like two puppies now seem to be just one puppy, as the whole like fireplace itself seems to have vibrated along with it. Like the puppy is not unable to move. Now there's just one instead of there being two. And it seems to be just like actually moving about now. Like just like almost as if like something involving this fireplace is keeping it there. But it's again, you clearly determine the fireplace is not a mimic.
ow. It's not a mimic.
I look over to Jin and go, does he do this when it comes to animals?
Yes, he does.
Okay, note to self, don't say anything that might make them run full force into a questionable situation. Okay.
Otto turns around with a look of manic joy on their face. I like dogs.
So
I like cats.
Okay, so what would you like to do? Like you notice for a fact that the fireplace is not a mimic, it is doing something to the dog itself to keep it there. Because you got from like two dogs that were just unable to move, paralyzed, to now this one that is now moving about, like just very whining, like it's trying to get free but unable to get out. Something to do with the fireplace itself.
Mm.
And it is empty, like there is no fire or anything in it.
Hmm.
Do you think possibly lighting a fire in the fireplace might help?
Either that or be a very bad idea. But
Yeah.
lighting fires has very rarely done me wrong.
Really?
So that is where I would typically orient that.
By that he means it's never stopped him. He's lit many fires and he survived all of them. So in a way, they really did never do him wrong.
And they've always been interesting.
Hmm.
No, Otto, that's not the takeaway.
Good and interesting are not the same.
Very true.
There you go. Perfect.
So, do we want to try to free the dog, possibly? Or do we want to search the place for what we're actually here for?
Well, if we free the dog, it might be able to help us find the unicorn.
True.
Sure.
Dogs have great senses of smell.
Can I investigate this fireplace?
Yes. Thank you.
Otto is just talking about all of the virtues of like dogs for hunting, dogs for like taking care of pests in the house.
I'm just like, uh-huh, and?
And it's pretty average. Like, you don't notice much about the fireplace, but in particular, you notice a script that is in Dracona, I believe. Like, that's the language you speak, like, right?
Draconic, yeah.
Yeah. And in it, it seems to have what you don't know exactly what. You know, like, it is in particular because of the language and how it is almost like a spell. Like, if you can figure out what it actually says, then maybe it'll do something. Like, unfortunately, because you just rolled a 10, you don't know more than, like, there's some draconic words on there. They mean something magic. But that's about it.
And did you find something over there?
Perhaps it's in Draconic from what I can tell. Some sort of magic may be here. Anyone else know Draconic?
No, unfortunately.
I will add, like, it's not the fact that, like, it's draconic that makes it tough for you to understand. It's because it is magical. And Jin knows nothing, as it's been established, about with magic. That's the reason why, like, it's not understood. Not that it's in draconic.
Hey, Otto.
I've got comprehend languages. I could magic my way through this.
What are you waiting for? Let's get to it.
Otto takes a deep breath, steels themselves, and casts comprehend languages. And
Okay.
avoids wild magic.
Okay,
Avoids.
so... Okay, this is a pretty decent one. You recover your lowest level expelled spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah. But what, like, it... So I'm guessing that's what this was, comprehend language. It was a low one. So it doesn't...
Yeah, it's a level 1.
Yeah, so basically you got it without having to spend his spell slot.
Nice.
And what you notice, and dang it, where do I have it? The words actually, like, as you're doing that, end up coming out looking very much like a puzzle. Almost like you need to figure this out. I think I've done it where, like, you can show the players is see, did I do that right? No, sorry for the inconvenience. But should been like, dang it. Why is it not wanting to work? Oh well. I can at least pull up the files then, but you know what? Like, we are near where the point where it needs to wrap up for the ending. Is like, like, there's, like, it is a puzzle. So I'll give you at least until, like, next week for you to solve it. Just like, there is a puzzle there. You understand that once you figure out what these are, because the reason why it looks like a spell is because it's just, once you have them in the right order or solve the puzzle itself, it will free the dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And from that, like, I think, like, that's a good point for us to wrap up for there. Like, you have a way to solve to free the actual dog, and next week you can probably come up with how it is, since file's not wanting to load. Okay, then. So, let's go around. Everyone, talk, and we'll do this in reverse order, going from Insane Kitty, then Otto, and then Jin, as tell where we can find you and what is your favorite moment of this week's episode.
Okay, so I'm Kitty, and you guys can find me on Twitter, where I most likely am most of the time, at InsaneKitty32. I also have a Etsy shop Causality Cat Studios, where I make dice-ramas, which are good luck charms for your tabletop gaming, and soon to have dice retreats. So the absolute reverse of dice jails. And I would have to say the most interesting one was the fact that I try to be awesome and roundhouse kick a skeleton's head off. Instead, I fell right on my ass in the swamp. And instantly I was like, yeah, that's definitely my mother. Always rolling ones. But yeah.
Thank you very much. And thank you so much for showing up this week as special guest. And hopefully we'll get to see you next week as well.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything planned, so.
Otto.
I'm Eshi. You probably can't find me anywhere but here, Mondays and Fridays, for Fleshmaker's Folly and Where Things Go South, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. My favorite part today was, anytime an intimidation roll goes well, it's a beautiful thing. I love to see it happen. Watching Kitty roll up to the snake people and the zombies playing cards and just away with most of them was personally very gratifying.
Nice, thank you very much. And Jin, where can we find you and what was your favorite moment?
You can find me on Twitter at LTALIG. That's at LTALIG on Twitter. My favorite moment of this episode is I just, as a player, I love all the characters, but as Jin, it's just anytime he has to deal with something that the rest of the party sees as completely normal, that is truly out of the ordinary. I love the moments. Who hasn't been to a hag house? Who hasn't visited with a hag before? Just being played off as totally normal. I love that whole moment of interaction. So that's all I got.
Nice, thank you very much. I'm Michael Wayne, and you can find me on Twitter as well as Twitch there at that handle. You give me a clip, I'll give you a GIF. My favorite moment actually was every bit where all three of you were talking together, especially with right after the fight and just the introduction of hey, how's it going? Oh, I work for the Blood Queen. They're my mother. That was fun. That's not going to implicate anything. It's fine. Just seeing both you guys' reactions to that, you beans to that was just chef kiss. Just beautiful. I love you all. Thank you everyone for watching, to our wonderful cast, to everyone who donated. Once again, special thanks to our sponsors, Fundamental RPG and Grinding Coffee Company. Remember, you can get 13% off your order at grindingcoffee.co by using the code RAVVYN. It'll get you some good coffee to hopefully wake you up if this game put you to sleep. Thank you all so much, and thank you so much, Raven. And why don't you lead us on to our raid and possibly our raid cry? Does anyone have a raid cry?
I think we got one in chat.
Hey, thanks. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. We're gonna go on a raid, as Michael said. We've got our raid cry. Thank you for not murdering us in our sleep. Very classy. feel free to copy that right out of chat. And we're going to go say hi to Alien Jays. Jay's a GM and player here on Black Feather Guild, and just a phenomenally awesome person, so definitely give them a follow if you're not doing so already. And we'll see you back here for Empires and Epitaphs in about 3 hours. So we'll see you then. Thanks again, everybody.